Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Never gonna lose, never gonna win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Good afternoon and welcome. Hello, James Webb. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you, Ashley. Very good indeed, and thanks for having us.
Oh no, thanks for coming along. I love doing these shows because it gives me an opportunity to speak to people, find out a little bit more, and see how you guys are helping our accountants and bookkeepers. So yeah, welcome. If anyone's got any questions, please pop them in the chat, and we'll answer all of those questions. So James, come on, tell us a little bit about you and Pulse and everything else. What's going on in the world?
Yes, so as again, thanks for having us, and welcome everybody that's delightfully tuned in for us this afternoon. So my name's James Webb. I'm the partnerships manager here at a company called Pulse. Pulse is part of another company called Nucleus, who are a commercial lender. The long and short is Pulse was released to the market about a year ago as an insight tool to help accountants and bookkeepers really understand how their businesses are performing, but also give the business owner their insights and trends into some really key areas. As of today, we've got just over 3,000 businesses joined. We've sent 22,000 insights out. We've just won our first national award. We're attending the ICB Summit next week, or 2 weeks' time. So loads and loads of positive things. So it's a delight to be on here and talk about it and share some of those success stories.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I need to find out a little bit more about this stuff. So Ali is watching today. Hi, Ali. Thank you for popping on and saying hello. If you've got any questions, then fire away. So this Pulse, right? You're speaking to accountants and bookkeepers and helping them, but I could also have Pulse for my business.
Yeah, absolutely. What we typically find are accountants and bookkeepers love the idea of Pulse, so they get it themselves for their own practice, and they get their report, understand how it works, see the trends, see the data, and then they start to think, I think that would work really well for that customer or that customer, and they then just start to add customers either when they're doing their reviews or they've got a reason to talk to them about something. Gradually, then they reach a point and think, great, I think all of my clients could benefit from this, and it's a service that I want to provide to all of my clients. So you can bulk upload as many customers as you want onto the Pulse portal. And again, like we said earlier, it just kind of gives you that one platform view of lots of different things that will be helpful for you.
This is incredible. So I'm going to take a few steps back here just so my little brain can understand it. Years ago then, when I was running my practice and we had something like Sage Line 50 or ledgers and stuff like that, I'd have to stop and have a good old look at something and see how my client was getting on. Now with online banking and open banking and cloud accounting, I can go into the client's online bookkeeping and sort of like, oh, right, here we go. What you're doing now is grabbing hold of all of that, aggregating it all in one place, so I can see my clients that are flying and my clients that are struggling and everyone in between, because I've got them all on. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Pulse,
wow.
it integrates with many of the leading platforms, Xero, Sage, QuickBooks, etc. But yeah, you're right. And because our report is automated, so no matter what happens, you get your report every single month. There's no need to go in, apply filters, export the data. Every single month you get your report, and that's the consistency that we're trying to provide this data with.
Okay, so for me to sign up as my own little business, because I actually use Xero here, how much would that cost me a month to have your software?
So even better, Pulse doesn't cost a thing for any clients or any business to use. Pulse is completely free.
That's awesome. Okay, and then if I was an accountant and I had 100 clients, is that 100 times nothing, or are you going to charge me?
100 times nothing. We can get you actually signed up within a matter of 2 minutes, and we can add your clients, each one, very, very quickly as well. So the whole process, really quick, really simple, and free.
Right. Okay. Here's the cynic in me now then, James. You don't do this for the goodness of your heart. How come you guys make money?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Pulse is linked to Nucleus, who are a commercial lender. Now, they were formed in 2011. We've lent about 3 billion to SMEs across the UK and continue to do so. We know it's a really difficult time for businesses out there at the moment, really, no matter what industry, and therefore Pulse was aimed at supporting these businesses. So what will happen probably in the next 6 months, we hope, is we'll integrate pre-approved business lending into Pulse. So all of the businesses that are in there will have the data, and therefore quick and simply will be able to lend to businesses. And that helps us in twofold, really. One is the more data we've got, the better lending we can do. But secondly, is it just helps us to understand the market industries a bit more, where we can then start to support those where needed.
No, fantastic. Because the banks are not being as helpful as they used to be. They're getting rid of all of their local banking managers or business banking managers and stuff like that. So you're filling a gap there that's really needed, aren't you?
Yeah, and we know time is precious for people, and what we're trying to do is to make this process as quick and as simple, as seamless as possible. So rather than trying to go to 5 different places to get the data that you need, you can come to one central point. So yes, there's those challenges, but also quick, simple, seamless lending.
And because you're I can't even say the word today. What's wrong with my mouth today? Because you are monitoring all the data, you're seeing trends, and therefore I don't have to go through any lengthy process to get a loan approved in principle or anything, because you're already looking at it and seeing that this money's coming in, this money's going in, there's a little bit going out here, and you know exactly what's going on.
Correct. Yeah, and what we also hope is if businesses don't qualify, let's say, for the pre-approved lending, that the Pulse Insights will show these areas where they could talk to their accountant or bookkeeper and start to apply some focus or concentrate, or the advisory service kicks in, and they're supporting the business to grow in order to get to that point.
And the other thing that I can see here is, if I'm running an accountancy practice, I'm getting to see a load of data on my clients. I can really use this as a tool to do a bit more advice work rather than just that compliance stuff that I get fed up with.
Yeah, absolutely. We have one accountant who diarises a call every month with all of his Pulse customers, and every time the insight lands, he says, "I've got it, you've got it, let's have a chat." And they just talk through it all for 10 minutes. If anything comes out, great, let's go and explore it a bit further. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, loads of reasons to make contact, talk, and support businesses ongoing.
So that accountant that's switched on, they are phoning their clients every single month. Those clients aren't going to leave, are they?
No,
those clients
not.
Must absolutely love that accountant.
If anything, they'll bring people with them, so they'll be definitely advocates of the service. Absolutely.
Yeah, and all for a few phone calls.
Absolutely, and for no
Genius.
cost.
Yeah, no, absolutely genius. Absolutely genius. So, so you're working with accountants. What's the best story of how you've helped an accountant then?
Yes, obviously the accountant that we mentioned there is a great example. So they got their first Pulse report after the first one decided, this is great. They uploaded 10 of their clients. The client, well, one of their key clients they talk to, they call it a date night. But effectively, they have like a mini board meeting where the company all gets together. They have their Pulse report and they sort of meet online. But they've created a bit of a community in effect between the business and the accountant, where, as I said, each month they're all on the same page. They're supporting each other, and I think what they've started to really understand is the kind of next level of things that are going on across the business, which one really enhances the relationship between the accountant and that business. But I think where you're all looking at the same thing, it just has that bit of confidence about what's going on. So this accountant for us is a great advocate. They're a great support. And every time they do a review service with a customer, they'll be adding clients in. So we don't necessarily talk to them that much, but they can add the clients when they want. They've got their own insights and a massive advocate for us, which is fantastic and exactly how we'd want people to be using it.
No, it sounds absolutely superb. So you're obviously talking to accountants and bookkeepers a lot. What sort of things do you see them struggling with at the moment?
Yeah, I think the two things we see certainly when talking about Pulse, firstly, is time. Everybody wants a bit of their accountant or bookkeeper's time. And of course, what they're trying to be is that trusted source in the middle. So, I think as there's more pressures or demands, whether it's on interest rate rises or, cost of living, etc., where there's more demand on an accountant or bookkeeper, time is definitely as of the essence. And secondly, is I think that there's a lot of choice for lots of things out there for accountants and bookkeepers. And sometimes it's just, how do you find the right thing that's right for you and for your client? And not everything suits everybody, I guess, dependent on your sector, your industry, etc. So I think people are starting to perhaps try and find niches of areas or sectors or certain things that they want to focus and concentrate on. But of course, there comes the challenge of finding the right thing that suits you and your clients as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, got look at this. We got Americans coming in as well now. Hello, Jeff. How are you? Good to catch up, sir. So could Jeff have this?
Sadly, if he's not in the UK, it's only to UK companies.
Right, okay.
But I'm sorry, Jeff. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm just sort of like thinking,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you have it? No, it's absolutely superb. You've got this. You're talking to accountants and bookkeepers, and do you do anything other than just give them the software? Do you help them come up with ideas to get more business through using your tool and stuff like that? Do you run workshops or webinars or anything to help people really understand what the numbers mean and the best way to present it to the clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So we run a monthly webinar that, funny if we've just arranged the one for next month, where we've got some partners. So we partner with, for example, a financial advisory firm or a business consultant. And I guess one thing the Pulse report does is bring other areas out where you might want to use some partners that you work with. So we have monthly webinars. We've got some case studies and examples of businesses that currently use the portal and the benefits that they've got. And in the Pulse team here, 2 of them are AAT qualified accountants and bookkeepers. So they just understand the pressures and challenges and benefits that Pulse can bring. And they're happy to chat through all of those things and give examples of how to use it, best practices, even, what does some of the data mean and how can you work with that in order to support other people? So absolutely more than happy to share these kind of stories and support as many people out there as we can.
Yeah. So this your package is similar to some of the other products on the market, but for free.
Yeah, free. And I think the other difference we get is the automated report. As we said, sometimes these tools are great. They're only as great as often as you use them.
Yes.
Now, because it's automated and lands, it will automatically prompt as a reminder all of the time. And as we said earlier, with time being precious, sometimes things go and, you don't make that call because you're a bit busy. You don't contact that person when you wish you had done. So the automated bit is also really important as a feature for us.
Yeah, no, I get that, because the thing is, I sign up for this new shiny product that does reports and stuff like that, and I got all this intention of printing out a report and going to see the client, and then this happens and that happened, But with Pulse, your fingers on the pulse. Obviously, that's where you got the name from.
Yeah. Thanks for that on our LinkedIn, by the way.
So what happens is then, I'm going to make all my phone calls, but something's happened and I can't. All of my clients have had that report land in their inbox.
Correct. Yep. Goes to them as their inbox. Yep. And the accountant logs into their portal. Down the left-hand side is a list of all of their clients that they've added, and just one click, there's the report. Really Fantastic. Quick, really simple.
Yeah. So I wonder if you could have some sort of automation or something that the accountant would send an email or something. Here's your, I don't know whether you could actually pull data out of the report and just ping an email to your client. Hi, in the last week you would have had your report. I've noticed this and this. There's loads of things that you could do. Is the API open?
There's not an API to at the minute. I'm sure there will be some tech that's out there that will enable you to do it. What we're trying to do, I guess, is keep Pulse as simple as it can be, because we want people to understand and use it. And what we don't really want to, 25,000 different functions that are on there. So
Yeah.
we want Pulse to be simple. We want it to add value. We want people to understand what's on there. Hence the graphs as well. So it might be you open your Pulse report, you might not understand what debtor creditor ratio is, but is the line going up or down on your graph? Well, if it's up, I need to ask what does that mean, etc., etc. From there. So if we can't API it, we hope that the dashboard is as simple as it can, that it works two ways: one, for the accountant or bookkeeper to reach out, but secondly, where we started off with customers ringing their accountant and saying, so what does that mean? What do I need to do? What's the impact of that happening? So they're educating themselves a little bit about what are some of the areas of business that they need to concentrate on or focus on in order to grow, or what's the impact of that over the next 3, 4, 5 years if we continue to run our business in that way. And that's that kind of two-way conversation bit that definitely adds value as we move on.
No, fantastic. I love that. Are you finding that some of your clients are ringing up to you? So your accountant and bookkeeper clients, are they phoning you up and going, "Oh, I'm using it for this, this, and this, and it's doing this, and it's doing that"? Are they sort of like, "Oh my goodness, never even thought you would do that"? Did you getting those stories come through yet?
Yeah, everybody's sort of really quirky. We've got, as we said earlier, the kind of date night idea that people are doing. We've got the kind of diarisation one of people ringing each month with their clients that come in. I think somebody was planning to do a webinar next month with a load of their clients and talk about it as a service for everybody and share some of the stories. So, yeah, lots of creative ideas that are out there. Probably we should try and steal some and use them for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. But and that's the thing, isn't it? You create a tool, and sometimes hang on a minute, you can use it for this and you can use it for that, and it starts, like you say, starts getting other people thinking about it. And I guess if I was running a practice and I didn't have anything like that before, I'd start thinking of other things and other ways of doing it. I love the idea of a webinar. It's a great way to really, really add value to your clients that are, like you said earlier, struggling to run their business, not sure what's working, what's not.
Yeah, we're also keen to add more features and products to it. And so many of the accountants or bookkeepers that use it now. So wouldn't it would be great if we could do this? It would be great if we could do that. And we can't, of course, do everything that everybody wants, but to get that kind of feedback, we know that people want to use it. We know the value that it adds, and we've got 2 or 3 new product features planned. One of them being the lending point later on next year. We've got a forecasting tool that's coming in. So we'll continue to enhance the product and add value to it, like we said, but keeping it simplistic enough for people to see the benefits in as well.
Yeah, no, perfect. We've got Zoe in as well. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon, Zoe. How the
Afternoon,
devil are
Zoe.
you? So you're off to the ICB.
Yes.
So obviously you want them all to come over and have a chat with you. What are they going to get when they come and have a chat with you?
Yeah, so we've just received our ICB accreditation, which was delightful and very, very positive. So if you're an ICB member, please log on to your website, the newsletter, and read our latest review in there. But we'll be there doing demos. We'll be able to sign people up, show them the portal, which is generally one of the key things that people want to see. The usual goodies and swag, which I was talking to Bev about yesterday, trying to promise her something nice when she comes and sees us. So yeah, we'll have some bits to give away, demos, and of course, if anybody's got questions, and some of our existing users, please come and see us and come and say hi. I'd be delighted to see you there.
And it's always lovely. That's what I love about the exhibitions and the conferences and stuff, because you actually get to meet people for real. You might have been working with them for a while, but you actually get to see them in real life as well. And then is that it for the conference season for this year?
No, we've got Accountex booked up for next year. The digital accountancy show booked up for next year. As I mentioned earlier, with the innovation award that we just won, we've got another 5 awards which we're shortlisted for over the next couple of weeks. We've got the product enhancement. So the world is busy in Pulse, but very exciting over the next few weeks and months.
No, it sounds good. If I'm looking at my dashboard and I can see all of my clients, does that start giving me some sort of benchmarking for my clients?
Currently, no. However, one of the upcoming features, yes.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, in due course it will be, yes.
Because that would be really, really helpful. That would really help me help my clients, wouldn't it? They'd sort of like, oh, I can see that, your butchers are doing this and your bakers are doing that and your candlestick makers are, this is what you should be doing. So yeah, really, really helpful.
Yeah, and we'd like some of the resources on the Pulse portal to be a bit more. Here's some best practices of what some of the great companies are doing, and perhaps learn from some of those, and start to share and create some of these ideas that people are doing and growing businesses with, because we're trying to create this community and bring people together to use it. So yeah, the more data we've got, the more things and resources and guides and benefits we can add for people as well.
Yeah, you say community. Have you got a Facebook group or something?
We're not on Facebook. We're on Instagram, on LinkedIn. We share all of our content on there. So please follow us. Drop me a line. We'll get you connected. Add some people in, and certainly start to share the good news and journey that Pulse is on, which we'd be delighted to do.
And you said about the lending portal coming on. Before then, can I still get you to help finance one of my clients?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Nucleus, as we said, we've been around for 12 years and will continue to be around ongoing, helping lots and lots of businesses. So yeah, absolutely. If today brings out the Nucleus side of the conversation, by all means, please get in touch, and we'd be happy to try and help any customers out there that have any lending needs.
Yeah, because borrowing money at the moment, my daughter's just got herself a mortgage, but there was a few hoops she had to jump through, and she's an existing borrower, and they're just tightening up. So I perished the thought of what it must be like trying to get a few quid to, buy a new van or a bit of plant or something for a business.
Yeah, it's difficult, and it was these sorts of things that helped the creation of Pulse, because we knew many businesses over the years where they've tried to come to us for lending, and it's difficult to get the data that you need. It's difficult to understand it, to pull it together, not just with Nucleus, but I guess any lender that's out there. And as we've mentioned today, the economic pressures, the interest rates, I don't think it's going to get any easier anytime soon. So ultimately, that was one of the reasons that Pulse was born, and kind of comes out to try and solve some of those issues that we've got. But agreed, it is difficult, really, really difficult for businesses out there at the minute. So anything we can do to help, or anybody can do to help, I think will be greatly welcomed.
Yeah. Any tips for borrowing money at the moment?
Operate your business in the best way possible. I mean, we see lots of people where, if we ask them, tell me about your business, numerically, a lot of people look at you with a blank face and say, I hope next month is a good month. So have a plan. It's tough, but stick to the plan. Get support where you need it, off us or other people who can add value to your business. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And be open and honest, I think, in your conversations. We know sometimes it's a struggle, and people try and hide some of these things, but sometimes honesty is the best policy, and therefore we can fairly evaluate where you are, and I'm sure any lender would do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So if I do want this on my system, do I do it myself, or do I speak to my accountant and get my accountant to do it? What's the best way, James?
You can do it either way. We would be more than happy to do a demonstration with anybody that's interested. You can visit the website. You can visit us via our LinkedIn page. I said earlier, signing up's really quick, really simple. Fill in your company details. We'll send you a link to connect to your accountancy package and your banking package, and that's it. You're up and running. Insights will start to you. But if you would prefer a demo to chat through it all, please get in touch. We or the team would be delighted to take you through that and get you up and running quickly as possible.
No, that's absolutely superb. Right, what questions haven't I asked you today that you is there anything you need to get off your chest, James?
Oh, I was trying to think what the list was you sent me. What did I want to be when I was younger?
That's the last. That's the last question. That's the last question. I just wondered if there was anything else.
No. Well, I mean, just firstly, thanks for your help with LinkedIn a few weeks ago. That's been very helpful. So if you're on here and haven't used Ashley to look at your LinkedIn profile, it was very helpful for us, and we've definitely got lots of traffic and interest coming our way. Any other questions? Crikey. No, I think we're just delighted to be on to share the journey that we've been on. We're really, really pleased with where we are so far. That there's hopefully people listening and watching this show that have helped us on our journey, and we thank everybody for that as well. But we're really excited what the next few months and years bring for us. So thanks everybody so far, and keep your ears peeled. We're on a good journey here.
No, it's exciting times. I love new companies. Right, so I've got one more question for you, which you've already given away. But before then, I'm just going to go to next week, because I've got Simon Lofts coming in from Nook. I don't know whether they're competition or whether it's a different thing, but look, these just happen. So Simon's coming in to have a chat about what they do. So that'll be interesting to see what he's got to say next week. Looks like he's been
far smarter in my picture.
Well, it looks like he's been to a wedding, doesn't it?
He's showing off now.
Anyway, James, very last question I ask all of my guests on this show is, when you were at school, at primary school, with your little shorts on, running around the playground, what did you want to be when you left school?
Well, I don't know if the clue is in the shorts and t-shirt running around, but I actually wanted to be a PE teacher. I've always liked sports, always been a part of sports. In fact, I'm training to run the Brighton Marathon next year.
Wow.
For prostate cancer. So keep your eyes peeled. Maybe push me around as I get there. But yeah, wanted to be a PE teacher. And I think that's what one of my children also wants to be as well. So maybe it runs in the family.
Fantastic. Well, you nothing to do with raising anyone's pulse, but you're now working for Pulse, so maybe you got there in a roundabout way.
You're too good.
Good luck with your marathon. Thanks ever so much for coming on the show. Thank you to everybody for all your lovely comments. And I will be back next week, like I say, with young Simon. So thanks ever so much. Cheerio, James.
Thanks so much indeed. Cheers, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You get out what you put in.